Incredible stuff. Here we go.
Guess what, guys? I've come with a special announcement today, and I'm here with my fellow rivals. All I got to say is we've conquered all of Europe. We're never gonna stop. From Paris down to Turkey, we won the fucking lot. While Paisley and Bill Shankly, the fields of Anfield Road, we are loyal supporters, and we come from Liverpool. Allez, allez, allez. And that's it. I'll keep it simple for you guys. I don't want to bring my fellow supporters, my fellow rivals down, but what are you going to expect? It was decided this Sunday, and who better against than the mighty, air quotes, Spurs.
You're welcome.
But today we got a wonderful episode. We're going to go over match week 35. We're going to go into match week 35, but we're going to review match week 34. But what's the point? The season is over. We got champions, and they are Liverpool. Well, I'm Randy, and I'm here with my fellow rivals.
I thought we were friends, but okay. I'm Pat, supporting
And I'm
Arsenal.
out. Koi.
You're still koi after that 5-1
Yeah,
beating?
that was...
Koi, 2026. Koi. 2025, we still got this, yeah.
Engine.
And
I do want to hit on a topic or a statement you just said. You said you conquered all of Europe.
yeah, wait a minute.
Did you get a triple? Did
This is
Yeah,
the
still-
song. We just can't play it. Who lost today anyways? They lost at home against...
Oh.
But the thing is, this is the song we can't play because, we don't want to get sued. But
Well.
it's just, this is a good song because we've won. We're now the most decorated English football club. We're tied with Man United, but we have more accolades in Europe and trophies. So I think even Phil Neville, one of the Nevilles, who I hate, he even just said it. At this point, Liverpool is the best team in England, and it was decided with this 20th title win, which is good. It's been a good birthday weekend. I turned 20. Liverpool won their 20th title. Spurs got their 19th loss. What else? What else is good?
I turned 19.
Life is good.
Yeah, 18 year. I'm the young one.
Well, I will say, give credit where credit's due. Congratulations
Congrats.
on picking a team that's easy to follow.
Oh,
Well, congratulations, you got your title.
He said you were a
know.
bandwagoner.
Oh, wow.
You haven't been through the trenches, but it's okay.
What do you mean trenches? 30 years without a trophy? And we won it, but we weren't able to celebrate it because of COVID, which is the one thing I have to say about it is that the COVID, it was sucked for the people who weren't able to celebrate it. And now I think it's a fitting that they can finally celebrate it. And if you saw the game, the beginning, how the fans were out in the streets, it was, that alone was bigger than Man City's parade right there.
Which
What the line of
Which one?
Costco is bigger than Man City's parade.
Yeah, there you go.
which season or which championship means more? Which asterisk season meant more?
Wow, asterisk season. You and
But
asterisk.
Was it
Wow.
the winning after X amount of years or winning it in front of the fans and not being? Because we kind of look at COVID season and honestly, it's hard to remember some of those games. Nothing being
Yeah,
played.
COVID
nightmares.
gives you memory loss. That's why as
Yeah,
well.
a
I
lot
think
of
that was one of the
teams-
side effects.
A lot of teams using COVID as an excuse not to play. It was just a weird
Yeah,
season.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
do
they
you
used
think that-
COVID and injuries, but
Did this winning the league this year feel better, or was it the last one?
to be honest, I think it was the year, the COVID year, because that was what the promise that Jurgen Klopp said was we were gonna win, and he kept his word. It just sucked that it happened to be at that during that COVID, but 30 years is a long time to wait, and it was it was great, but I think that meant more. It's just finally to have Liverpool back up there after that long drought. But now we can celebrate it twice. Now they're going to celebrate hard
And
this upcoming
you
parade.
think, and it's an early prediction, but repeat? You think it's repeats possible? Are you
Honestly,
guys going to be favorites next season?
I
I
think they
saw a lot
have
of
to be, right?
I mean, but
yeah.
based on I was listening to some of the commentators, and everyone was saying like I wouldn't consider Liverpool to be the favorite next year because Man City is going to be coming up, Arsenal as well. I think those were basically the two main competitors, and it's fine. If you're not the favorite, you don't have anything to lose. It's better to be an underdog, but then again, next year we have to see what Arnie Slot does with his with the team. Now it's going to be his year. He's going to be able to do what he does. We only bought one transfer, two transfers this window, but one was back sent on loan. We'll see what happens. I think we got the core group there. That's a good starting base. That's a good base, and we'll see what happens. But I don't. I think we'd have to be favorites, but I wouldn't say that we're. I wouldn't say that we would be winning it. I think we'll be. I think it will be in the mix of it, but I don't think it's going to be as. I think it's going to be closer than this season. If everything plans out how everyone wants it to go, Arsenal at full strength, Man City at full strength. Maybe Chelsea picks up. Newcastle's in fine
So
form.
you're
I
admitting that
think
not
it should
everyone
be
was full strength. So asterisk.
asterisks. Well,
Randy?
it's not my fault. You were in full strength and you were still in second place.
Oh, I'm sorry. In Tottenham, full strength.
There you go.
And then,
Thank you.
okay.
I mean, like to be honest, everyone's talking about an asterisk season. This is a weak season, but if it was, let's just say, if it was Arsenal, if this was you guys in Liverpool's position, you guys would be saying like, "Oh, we dominated. We took advantage of every other team's downfall."
Oh yeah,
It
absolutely.
wouldn't be an asterisk season in your
I mean,
point of view.
I-
I mean, it's we just took advantage when other teams could have. It's not our fault that you guys had an injury.
No, absolutely
Even though
not. Yeah.
Man City had their mid-season crisis with their aging midfield, Chelsea, Newcastle, and everything. It's not our fault. We just played our game and we won, and it happened to be this big gap. But I just hate it when people are saying, "Oh, it's a asterisk season," or "It was a horrible season because the teams of Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal didn't live up to the hype," because there were a lot of people considered them to be the front runners to be the champions and runner up. And I just think, like you said, give credit where credit is due. We took advantage of it. We had our injuries as well, but not like other teams have. We played, we won, and I think we deserve to win. That was it. We won the games we were supposed to win, and we had a good streak. And I don't think it's an asterisk season, a weak season, or boring season, just because Liverpool won in the fashion they did.
Alan, thoughts?
His thoughts are in Europa.
Well, no, it's true. Like, you did what you had to do, and how many seasons have Man City, like last season? Man City could easily have lost the season if wasn't for a little bit of luck,
Yeah.
with other teams. So I'm gonna call it an asterisk season because I'm a hater. But in all reality,
The thing to me is I don't think it takes anything away from Liverpool, but I feel like sometimes Liverpool fans want to feel like this was like the hardest fought season ever, and just to make it seem more worth it. But the reality is that they basically moonwalked to the title because there was no one else challenging. By Christmas, we were out. Like our three best players, Odegaard was out, Saka was out. So it's like, and we were the closest ones. Like when we were kind of like struggling this season. I think if anybody has stepped up, I think, like I said it before, I think anybody else could have been second, but somehow Arsenal have managed to stay second after having 12 draws this season. Like, and so I don't want to say it's boring, but I just think the fact that it's over so early, I think it did miss a little bit of the excitement that there was last season when the title came down to was it 2 points. Um, but I hope that means that next season. Yeah, I do agree. I do think Liverpool could be favorites. I think the reason why people say they're not is because Slot hasn't yet put his entire mark on this team. Obviously,
It's still a
style is a
Jurgen
little
Klopp
different.
team.
But yeah, the players are kind of still the same. The players that you brought in haven't really played. I mean, I know Chiesa has to play more minutes still to be able to receive a medal. Otherwise, he
No,
won't get
he
a
has
medal.
enough.
So
Uh,
I think it's discounting them a little bit. I think Liverpool have to be favorites, being the champions. I think City will regain their strength. I think Arsenal. I don't think we could have, suffered any more injuries than we did. Otherwise, we would have been down there with Spurs. But I think we gotta watch out for other clubs. Like I mean, Newcastle. They're about to get Champions League, and I just don't see Isaac leaving. I don't see Guimaraes leaving. I don't see Tonali leaving. I think they're gonna get stronger. Um, and who knows if Villa miss out on top six? I feel like that makes them a stronger contender in the league. So um, I don't know. It's gonna be very competitive next season.
and I agree with you. I mean, I remember when it was Liverpool and Man City when we only lost by 1 point. Those were exciting games because it was down to the last game when everybody was playing at the same time, last game of the season, and everyone's looking at their phone, looking at the scoreboard. I mean, at the other game to see what it is, and um, and that's what I understand. Yes, that's more exciting in a sense, but and yeah, it's great to win, but I sort of do, the good thing is I'm not like like a nervous wreck because I knew I didn't have to decide on other games or anything like that. We had a lead and we were able to win comfortably, but I agree that the like last season where Arsenal was just like 2 points away when Liverpool were 1 point away, those were is what I think people were saying. It's like, this is why this is a boring season because we didn't have that. And I agree in a certain point. But I believe that next season should be interesting if everyone is able to live up to their potential, their expectations that we envision them, like Newcastle, like you mentioned, Aston
Yeah,
Villa, and the word is still out on Forest. Is this a
that's true.
one-hit
That's
wonder,
true.
or what's going to happen? And then you look at all the teams that are like in the mid that are in contention for those last spots. Fulham, Brighton. Imagine what happens with them. They have a great scouting. Like
Yeah.
these mid-table teams, they used to be almost. I'm not trying to say like they're easy 3 points, but now everyone is fighting.
Oh yeah.
Everyone puts up a good
Yeah.
look at Crystal
All those.
Palace,
Yeah.
Wolves right now. They got the momentum.
You
Imagine
might
if
just
every
call it the
team is
Big
kicking on.
17. Might as well just call it the Big 17, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because all the mid-table teams are strong now. Spurs, everybody.
yeah. Oh wow!
Yeah, it took Randy a second.
We're having a
No, what do you mean it took Alan? His heart stopped. He saw that sigh. Had to resuscitate him real quick.
We're all we're doing is setting ourselves up for the Netflix / Amazon Prime show that's gonna come out about the rebirth of Tottenham.
What,
It's
Hard
just-
Knocks?
Wait. Hold on, Rebirth, because I read something that Spurs are looking to have to sell this summer in order to buy.
Yeah, they're probably gonna be selling and
But in
that's
order
another
to
reason.
buy, that's different.
Don't listen to all that noise.
Okay. What happened to all the
So,
Harry Kane money?
I don't know.
You used
Fucking
it to build the stage.
Daniel
You used it to build
Levy's
the stage
pockets.
for Beyonce and
Yeah,
Taylor
it's-
Swift.
See, exactly. And when I said this, you're like, "Well, you can't be ungrateful," and then everyone's like, "Oh, Tottenham fans are ungrateful because of what Daniel Levy did." But no, this is exactly what we talk about. It's, they're saying, "Oh, we got to sell to buy," but there was a stat out there saying how much money was invested. I think within 10 years, or I forgot what it was, where we've only invested X amount of $1 million into the club, while Aston Villa, invested like 8,800 million something within the last 2 years. And it's
Yeah.
just that difference, that's why we might be sitting at 16th, you know, but hey, that's a whole nother conversation. I'll have that
We
to
got
myself.
time.
Yeah,
Dude.
we got time, yeah.
Yeah,
Unless you want to talk
freaking
about
idea.
Liverpool.
Oh gosh. Anyways, so let me go into the numbers.
Let me get my calculator out.
Let me actually see if I could find this because it does
let-
fit.
let me read the
It fits
fine
my
print.
narrative.
let me read the fine print on but yeah, I mean, Aston Villa has pumped a lot of money into that squad. Now they're in danger of missing out of top four. They're obviously out of Champions League now, and but as we were talking right before we started this, there is a lot of spots up for grabs still for Champions League, Europa League, and the Conference League via multiple different competitions. I believe we said Newcastle is currently they've qualified for
The Conference League, I believe it was.
the Conference League via the EFL Cup, which they beat Liverpool in that final. So they're in Conference League. However, they're currently in top four. So if they get that top four, then I believe that Conference League spot goes to an FA Cup winner.
I have a
Because
little thing here I can read.
yeah,
Ready?
yeah, dear diary.
How much time you got?
All right.
Take one deep breath.
All right, so Liverpool, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, Man City finish in the top 5, Champions League. Aston Villa, Brighton finish in 6th. They can qualify the Europa League. Bournemouth finish 7th and take the Conference League place. If Newcastle, if it's Newcastle passes down that Conference League.
Okay.
And then
So
Chelsea.
If Newcastle qualify for Champions League, Conference League goes to the 7th place team in
Yeah.
the league. Okay, go ahead.
Chelsea finish 8th, and they can qualify for the Europa League. So if they finish outside of a league position or a European position, they can qualify for the Europa
Champion?
League
Oh yeah, Europa.
by
But
winning
what if they
the
win
Conference
the?
League.
What if they beat the Conference League? Do they automatically go to the Europa League? I guess, right?
Yeah, that's what I.
Right, that's what
You're
he's
not
saying.
listening? Are you
Oh.
not listening, Randy?
Sorry.
We get it.
When
Liverpool
Spurs
won.
when Spurs
Lit-
talk.
Liverpool won a little tiny trophy. Okay, we get it.
Okay, so
Uh,
if Chelsea win the Conference League, they qualify for Europa.
Yes.
Okay. Did you lose your place? Okay.
And no, because I'm thinking what else they can qualify for, but I'm guessing if they, well, I guess if they qualify in the position they get it, does that? I don't know if that frees up a spot if they finish within the Europa League spot and they win the Conference League. This is where things get a little muddy.
So they,
Um,
yeah, I guess, yeah, that's where it gets muddy. So because technically, if either Spurs or Manchester United win Europa League, then one of those will qualify for champions.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away the 5 spots from the league that qualify for champions.
So there'll be a 6th spot.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Regardless of the position on the table.
and then Crystal Palace can qualify to Europa League by winning the FA Cup
Okay. Against City.
because that Man City.
Yeah.
But if Man City win the FA Cup and they're in top 4,
then I think nothing happens.
okay.
And then Spurs and Man United can qualify for Champions League by winning the Europa League.
So only
This
one
could
will
mean
if they win it.
yeah.
Yeah, big
Wow.
if.
Oh god. Okay.
Against what's it called? Frodo Baggins.
I always win things in my second year. Come on, guys, put it together.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
just
okay.
kidding. So that means there could be 6 teams playing Champions League, 3 in the Europa, and then 1 in the Conference League.
And
Honestly,
I'm not getting ahead of myself. I'm just throwing this out there because there are so many spots available. So what if let's say if Arsenal were to win the Champions League, do they automatically qualify for Champions League? The winner always qualifies for next year, right?
yeah, I think so.
So then does that give another spot to the league if that were to happen?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
There's gonna the whole league is going to Europe next season.
The Super League.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I kind
Uh,
of like before this Randy was like there might not be any Conference League spots. And I'm thinking, seeing how Chelsea right now is kind of dominating that competition, even though I think it's gonna be harder to win it than they think with the teams remaining.
Yeah.
But as of right now, Austin Villa is 7th. Okay, Austin Villa in the Champions League or in the Conference League, they're gonna be pretty good. Fulham,
Yeah.
who's in 8th, are gonna do pretty good. Brighton, pretty good. Bournemouth, 10th, pretty good. Brentford, I just feel like I don't want to talk too much crap about the Conference League, but honestly, when we were in it, I didn't really want to win it because I didn't want that to be our first trophy, and I felt like we were gonna get laughed at. Like, oh, haha, all you can win is the
Hey,
Conference League.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Hey,
We're
West Ham
not
ain't
begging,
laughing.
we're
They're
winning.
they fucking enjoy that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but some of
At
these
this
teams,
point, you want to have a trophy, and
Now when
conference
you
is
go to West Ham, they're
something.
gonna say champions of Europe. You'll never sing that.
Yeah.
well, but honestly, it didn't seem like Mourinho took it serious. Like, and I was like, oh, this isn't
It's because
what-
Mourinho has won everything. Why does he want that competition, which is nothing compared to something he's won, which
exactly.
is Champions League?
So, but then you want
But
to
it
say you
depends
wanna
on
have
the mentality
winning
of the
mentality,
coach.
then we don't want that, So if we're trying to fix our mentality, why are we going to be jumping up and down saying, "Hey, well, yeah, we're a Conference League winners."
Then why win the games? Just lose all the games and get kicked out.
We
extra
basically
money.
did. We played a lot of like bad lineups, for I remember, but it was a bad time, anyways. But dark times.
Still a bad time.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, I think it wouldn't be bad if we if we're in the situation where we have so many Europa and Champions League spots, maybe give that Conference League's position to someone else, But I don't run the UEFA, so
Yeah, if you did, it would be Spurs.
Give it
everywhere.
give it to a championship team.
Wrexham? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Wrexham.
Wrexham.
And then you're saying that the rest of Europe is only as good as the Championship League.
I mean, the championship is pretty competitive.
Give it to Leeds. Why
Yeah,
not?
imagine Leeds playing. You don't think Leeds could hold up well?
Maybe but I feel like we only have one or two spots in there, one spot. So there's
Yeah, I think
the
we only have
coefficient
one.
is
It's because they want to give every other country that European style tournament feel. Because those teams in
Think about how much
Romania,
money.
Bulgaria, Uzbekistan, let's be honest, they're not going to get into these big competitions like
yeah.
Champions League. So I guess it's something for them.
Right.
Which is fine. But then again, everything is money. But it's nice to give those little clubs something to
give it to Manchester United.
well,
Little clubs.
what position is Man United in?
Oh yeah, you're losing them.
This season's done. We're not
Yeah, it's done for
racing.
you.
It's called being efficient.
It's done because Arsenal saved you from relegation.
No.
And because the season's over.
Yeah.
Remember, Alan, you said you didn't mind being the team that gave us the trophy. Do you still stand by that decision after that 5-1 beating?
I don't, especially with the lineup we put out. I was like, yeah,
Listen,
we're not looking to win this game.
If we hadn't beaten Ipswich, I'm not convinced that Tottenham were safe from relegation because you said no, we had it, and then you lost 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
But if you hadn't beaten Ipswich, I mean, it's not like. So we played Liverpool. We didn't play a great lineup. Forest, we didn't play a great lineup until the second half. I think we put a lot more effort into winning those games than we actually did. Because I think Romero and Van der Ven probably only played like 20, 30 minutes of those games. And they were subbed right off. So I think our mentality would have been a lot different. And even so, for the rest of the season, we would have been playing, like right now we have West Ham coming up. The only team below us, so. and you're right. Who knows? It's not like I would have sat here like, no, we got it. I'm like, hey, we got to get this one win soon,
Yeah.
But
So you now officially you have Tottenham have 19 losses to their name. That is literally half the season.
Yeah.
So you've lost half of the games. You've actually lost more than half of the games because we haven't played all 38 games yet. So you've lost more than half of your games. That's a terrible stat. I mean, and I'm not saying this to like rub it in or anything, but that's.
I mean, we did mention last week that Pochettino lost 17 games in his 3 years,
Yeah.
Even West Ham only have 16 losses.
and yeah, man.
Yeah.
You have
But-
more losses. The teams
you
that have more
can-
losses are the ones that are already relegated. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
And I'm sure we're gonna lose more. Like I'm telling you, we're until we
Can
until
you
we
imagine? Like,
until we win
Yeah.
the until we're out of the Europa League, either we win it or not. We're not gonna be trying to win any more games in the season. I that's my honest feeling. And
I just can't. I'm like, oh, you have 19
You think
losses. You're like,
Ange
we'll
is
lose
like-
more. We'll lose more.
That's what the
Watch
most
me.
enthusiasm he was.
Watch me.
So you think
look at
Ange
this.
is basically like, F
you
you at this
wanna-
point?
but I don't know. I can't tell honestly.
I think he
I don't
wants
know
to
if-
win
I
the
don't know-
cup and get
Even
out.
if he's like, hey, you're getting another season, I don't even know if he wants to be here another season.
Yeah,
you know?
I
So
think he
it's
wants
hard
to win
read.
it to shut people up and then get
Yeah,
out.
because he wins everything in his second season. It's like, I won it. Now, see you later. And he just walks out.
But we got one of the top 5, top 4 most goals for. We had for the longest time we had our goal differential was probably one of the best in the league, but we're sitting so low. So yeah, you can look at these 19 losses and be like, wow, that's pathetic. And yeah, I mean, but we had a rough season.
I mean, your goal difference is currently 6,
Yeah.
and I mean,
So we're 6, and then we're sitting on top of West Ham was -9, Everton is -7, Man
Yeah.
United is -8.
But
Wolves
that
but
doesn't-
where are they?
-10.
But where are they on the table? They're above
That,
you.
but that
yeah.
doesn't
That's it.
get you far either, because then once you get to 11th, Brentford has 6. Brighton has 1. They're like one of the only outliers.
But
And
then
once you get
if
to
we
top
were
5,
look, you got Brentford 1, Fulham 4, Aston Villa 5.
so what you think
so-
hurt you is the goals against?
Yeah, and then what were we missing? Our defense, So you can see where the connections are being made, because okay, let's say Tottenham is sitting 12th or 11th. Are we having this conversation on how bad the Tottenham season went? So
Yeah.
you can see where, and I'm not trying to give Ange a bye. I think this is the way the season has gone. I think even if you win the Europa League, there has to be questions on whether you're coming back or not, on whether
No,
the players
I
believe in
agree.
you or the organization believe in you, right? So I lost my train of thought. Yeah. So we're not giving him a bye, like, oh, we
No,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You had injuries, because
I agree.
and like you say all the time, what Arsenal did with some injuries, I don't think they're as bad. But
I think
you're
it
right.
is because I think to your point, because you guys suffered most of your injuries to your back line and your defense, right? So you're saying you've conceded a lot of goals, and that's what cost you end up losing these games. I think we suffered a lot of injuries at the top end of our team. A lot of attacking players. Gabriel Jesus out for the season. Kai Havertz out for the season. Saka was out half of the season. Odegaard was out for the first half of the season. So a lot of our attacking players, and that shows in all these games that we have 13 draws at the moment, and we had 3 draws in the last 5 games. There's been games where we're missing goals, you know what I mean, and we're having to play a midfielder top. So I think it shows almost the exact same way. We just weren't missing it in a crucial spot, and luckily Arsenal has a pretty good defense. And even though we've had to have makeshift back lines, our main 2 defenders have been on for the majority of the season, which I think has saved us at points. But I think to your point, I can't be all Ange's fault, because your whole back line was missing for a big chunk of the season. And that's, I think, your biggest downfall was all these goals conceded, because the goals in favor are pretty good.
Yeah.
So that basically means defense wins you championships, or at
Exactly.
least in a sense.
Yep,
So that's and then again you had Vicario
And-
out for a bit as well. and your defense, so
That's true,
that
even
yeah, you can
goalkeeper,
score all
yeah.
these goals you want, but at the end you're
So
conceding him.
yeah, and then we look at the nature of the injuries, um, hamstrings.
Yeah.
And I guess that was a common theme throughout his career, in Celtics and in Japan, where these were injuries that were occurring, but he quoted, well, second season it gets better. Fucking excuse my language, but they get better here. So either they're gonna have freaking bionic, hamstrings next season, or
Yeah, bullet
we
piece of
can,
metal in there.
yeah,
WD-40.
Iron Man.
It's gonna be like that game Rocket Ball. They're gonna be in fucking scooters, fucking at that point.
But yeah, it's a weird position to be in, because we are in a position where we can fight for a Europa League trophy,
Yeah.
and it's
I
not a
mean, with all
small
the with
trophy.
all the goals you scored, you should. I mean, that shows that you can
Yeah.
be in that contention for Champions League spots, for making those deep runs and contending with all those goals you get.
I'm hoping so, and I don't underestimate Bobo Glent, because I was looking at
Yeah.
their Europa League form, and for some reason their away games are pretty bad, but when they play at home, and I think it's because it's the weather, because they're up there by the Arctic Circle, so it's pretty cold up there, and I'm hoping that doesn't.
Uzbekistan is up there.
No, they're Norway.
Oh wait.
Ah.
Oh no, I thought it was. Then who's from Uzbekistan? Maybe it's another team. All right.
I think
Norway,
that's the
my bad.
Conference League.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Maybe.
sorry.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought those were
Sorry.
jokes when you were calling them. That's why I never corrected you.
Oh
yeah.
wow! God damn it. Well,
Yeah, they're
no,
from
okay,
Norway,
Okay.
but they have a really good home record. So we need to do what we need to do at when we play at home. So when we play away, we can try to move into the finals, and it's not going to be easy. And then, like I said, you got Man United. I was watching a video of Jamie Carragher,
Yeah.
and he was like, "There's no way Spurs are going to beat Man United if they both make it to the finals because of mentality." And it's something that kind of scares you, because you start thinking like, man, maybe he's right. Maybe we don't show up again. Maybe this is
Yeah.
us against Liverpool again. Maybe we mentally can't show up, but I don't think that's true, because that's just superstition. That's every team wants to win. There's teams, their players. This is what their profession is. Like it's almost like saying like, oh, you've been haunted. There's a voodoo being performed, and I don't know if you guys believe in that, but I feel like we want to use that
And
as
it's like,
excuses why we didn't win. But
who
come on.
wants it the most? Because you both are in the same position in the table, and it's
I-
like at this point, it's who just wants it more. Who wants?
I was
And it can go
nervous.
anywhere.
Yeah. So I said
I
it
mean-
earlier in one of the episodes where I was like, I think if we face United, I'm scared that we won't be able to beat them. But
Yeah.
they face Leon,
Leon. Yeah.
and they could barely beat a 10-man Leon team. And
But that's because of
they
Onana.
went down like what, 4 or 2, and now they're like raving like, oh, it's a comeback. This is United's back. But you barely beat a 10-man team. And then last weekend you almost lost to a 9-man or a 10-man Bournemouth. So to me, I feel like now I'm starting to believe like, hey, this team is vulnerable. We may be bad, but we just got our players back, and I think we just got to knock some rust off. And it's hopeful thinking, but I think we can put up some good competition or some good games for the rest of this competition. So
The reason why
hopeful.
I do understand what you're saying is when you think about like teams that have been there and done it, and teams that have been there and not done it. And I agree, kind of like that final that Tottenham had with Liverpool. Liverpool have been there, regardless if the players have been in that position before. Just knowing that your club has that trophy already under their belt takes a little bit of pressure off already. Because another loss is another loss, but you still got a couple in the locker room. And then you look back at, for example, when Chelsea won the Champions League the second time, and then when they went up against Manchester City, and no one thought that Chelsea would ever beat Manchester City, but Chelsea had just won the Champions League like 5 years prior to that, or a couple more maybe, but um, and then Chelsea beat Manchester City, and I think Manchester City felt that pressure of never having been there before and done it. Where Chelsea was like, they had already a Champions League, and they kind of the the teams that quality wise you think aren't going to do best. Sometimes they play up to better teams. So I think Manchester United sometimes maybe because they think we're Manchester United and we're this big team. When they go to places like Lyon, I think maybe they underestimate a little bit.
Yeah.
But then when they play teams like this season, Arsenal, like they show up. When they play teams like City, they show up because they feel like they have to try harder to maintain that level of where Manchester United should be. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it is a Manchester United Tottenham
Spurs
final,
final.
uh, but at the same time, I don't want to see either of you win. But I
I was
think the
gonna say, I was
best
Man,
like,
it's
final.
just
I was like, are you rooting for
No,
who's gonna
no.
talk the most shit once they win? I feel like if Man United win, they're like, oh, we're back. But look who
I think
you've
if
beaten. But if it's Spurs, maybe it's just because it's a little more different because it's a trophy. They've been to one final, and to beat a rival who's basically in the same position they are in the league.
Yeah,
I just think at this point it's just like you can exhale a bit, like
I think that's
fine,
what
we
if
did
we
it.
end up winning it, I don't think it's gonna be a whole lot of look at us, we're the best. We're gonna be like, damn, we actually won. Look at us. Wow.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like of course we're it's gonna be like, wow, look at us. Like we did the most Spursy thing we could do, finish last in the league or right above relegation and win a trophy. Who else can
against a
do that
Man
but us?
United team
Yeah,
who's won the league 20 titles, who's won Champions League and everything like that, and we beat them. It's just
What do you think if that's the case? And I will say I kind of do want to face United in the final. Well, it's hard because playing Atletico Bilbao in their own stadium, it's gonna be awful. But at the same time, if you play United and they gain that confidence, who do I, So they should just give us the crown. But what do you think that's gonna happen to United? Let's say United get to the final, and whether it's Tottenham. Yeah, let's say Tottenham. This is my
an all
scenario, and
English
I make
final,
the rules.
an all English final. All right.
So, and then Man United do lose. You think is it time to look at a new manager, or is it
No,
not fair?
No,
it's not fair at all
it's yeah.
to not
I mean,
even
but then
have
it
a.
just looks bad because it's like you won Champions League, but you can't beat the this third division that's brand new. You can't beat these teams. I mean, you're supposed to win it if you're Man United, who's won Champions League, who's won the Premier League title. This should be like a cakewalk for you, regardless of the coach and the players you have. It's almost like a
So,
guaranteed win in a sense. And if you lose it, I think it's just more it's just more water in the well. It's just more water in the boat that you're sinking. It's like, fuck, we can't even win this easy league. I mean, not saying it's easy, but we come out losing against Spurs, who is having a horrible season. I think it's just more demoralizing for them. And then, yeah, you can't get rid of the coach. He's still brand new. You got to give him
Because
his
he didn't
time.
even get the winter transfer. That was still Ten Hag, wasn't it?
no, that was
No, I
he
think
was
no,
he was
they canned him
December.
way before.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
But
Okay, so
he
but I
didn't want to
mean,
do anything. They didn't have money. They spent it all
that's right.
on Ajax players and everything like that. They had
That's true.
nothing to give them.
that's true. But my rebuttal to that would be that look at Wolves. Wolves sacked their manager in December, and they've had a pretty good record since then.
Yeah,
Look at
and that's
Everton.
without Kuna, one of their best players, and that's just
So
a
they
little
were
example.
finding success. They're winning. They kind of turned their season around. And while Man United, with their managerial change, they kind of just still stuttered and um, it's not the progress that they were hoping for. So, do you see this as That's why I think maybe there could be some question marks. Some of the fans starting to turn because it's why are some other teams doing more with less? But
I just think they
it's like
have
you
no
said,
patience, Manchester
yeah,
United. Like some things take time, you know what I mean? And they're in such a deep hole that it I feel like they know it, and then sometimes I just feel like they completely forget about the place that they're in. I mean, we know the shape the stadium's in. Um, it sometimes when teams do like these stadium rebuilds, you kind of have to have a little momentum to get it going. Like Tottenham, I think was one of the last teams to have the stadium rebuild, and they did it on the back of getting to the Champions League final. You know what I
So
mean?
momentum was high.
Yeah, so momentum was high, and then I mean, obviously, this is like this is an asterisk season for Tottenham specifically, but I think that Tottenham maybe next season could get back into the top six, top four, maybe. Maybe not top four, but top six for sure.
yeah,
So I
I'll
think
take it.
they still have some momentum riding on it. The fact that Manchester United are looking for a new stadium is just the fact that, for one, it's already falling down, and two, I think they need to put more butts in the seats in order to get some of this money in. But that's it. Just feels like a terrible idea to me because you're currently struggling. I think that the right idea is to just get the team back on track before you start spending. But
Yeah,
But I
and I
think
do
that all
think there
falls
was.
down on those the Eon the what the group the owners, the way
Mhm.
they're treating their fans by who wants to go to a stadium where the owners are treating their fans like crap, like shit. With
yeah,
the season ticket holders, they move them. They've been lifelong fans, and when then like you mentioned the if you want to do a new stadium, but the stadium's got to be appealing, and it's not.
If they
And
can't,
you're wasting all these money on these players, but they're still losing. Who wants to go to it
yeah,
to see your team pay all that money to see them lose, to be mediocre? I You're not
exactly.
going to
Bigger
get
stadium
money.
isn't gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna fill
if
Yeah.
it.
imagine building a stadium in the middle of the season, so now you have this financial hole. Your signings are probably gonna not be that great, so you can't get more players, and then they have the season again. Could we see United in the
Relegation.
bottom three?
It,
The
are they
fall
the
of
only team not
United.
to get relegated? I think Arsenal have never been relegated either.
It, yeah, I think Liverpool, Man U, and Arsenal haven't from. But I just can only imagine what their cafeteria is going to be like, and maybe the restrooms. They're going to be Porter Johns in the back. There ain't. Sorry, guys, we ain't got no running water in this building anymore. Everything's going to be vending machines.
Yeah, they can have
Forget
buckets
chefs
to
and
save
everything.
rainwater.
Yeah, you guys got a carpool, okay? No bringing no one's driving their Lexus or Ferrari into work. Everyone's carpooling.
Yeah, I mean, I think we spoke about it, Randy and I, last episode. Um, I think there's a little bit of a difference between the situations that these clubs are in, where the position where you're on the table doesn't tell the whole story, right? Um, so uh, Manchester United and Tottenham, even though they're very close on the table, they've had a very equally terrible season. I think it doesn't tell the same story. This definitely seems for Tottenham to be like a one-off thing. Like I don't think they could be this bad next season. Um, but for Manchester United, I I could see them in this exact same spot next season. I
It's
could
been
see things not
consistently
changing.
progressing or degressing, every season. So I think this has been the biggest stretch. What position were they in
Yeah,
last season, and then to be on the bottom, closer relegation, that's a
Yeah,
big drop. Yeah, and
yeah,
I agree with you. I think this is, Spurs. Maybe it's a one-off thing, but Man United, it's been a continuous drop.
yep.
yeah.
Um,
They were eighth. They finished eighth last season.
Yeah, barely made it. And the season before that, I think they
Or
were
like
in
third. That
third or
was a
fourth.
Cristiano Ronaldo was there, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. And he was one
And he exposed it all.
he was right. He was right. And he was the
Yeah.
man for the job. I mean, he was putting goals in the back of the net. I mean, people talk about him being maybe a little selfish and stuff on the field, etc. But sometimes you need that kind of player,
Yeah.
someone who's gonna kind of drag the team when it needs it the most. And once he left it, everything got so much worse. But yeah, uh, all right. You guys want to talk about some of the games?
What games? Doesn't matter. It's over.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You can go over next week's games for the mini league.
All right, sounds good. Let's open up fixtures here. So we
So-
officially, yeah,
Who gives Liverpool the guard of honor?
Chelsea.
Ooh,
Chelsea?
I thought
Yeah.
you guys were gonna be London Unite to keep us at bay, but I guess you're gonna be uniting to give us the guard of honor. But wrote it down. Who is actually going to be giving us? It is Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton, and Crystal Palace. The last 4 games, they are going to be the ones who give us their guard of honor.
All of them do?
I thought it was
Yeah.
just the next game.
No,
I
they
thought it was just
do
one.
it. Everyone does it. Whoever
Okay.
you're playing, it's just
All
show
right,
respect.
Deduct 10 points.
Wow. I'll still be in second place compared to you.
Okay, also be Kings of Europe.
What Europe? The Balkans?
Europa. Speaking of,
Yeah.
before we get into this game, why didn't Timmer get a red card for that?
A
Rugby
red
tackle.
card for what?
That rugby tackle.
Rugby tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The PSG game.
Oh yeah, that should have been a penalty. I don't think it's a red card, but I think it
don't
should have
know.
been a
It is.
penalty.
I didn't see it. I think I turned it on right after that.
Yeah, I mean the game was the ref was terrible for both
Oh,
sides. I
now
think
they're terrible.
he was for both sides. I think he was just giving away 2 soft fouls or just not calling anything at all. There's a couple times where he kept the card in his pocket to kind of like not get in trouble. And the game was like getting away from him. But yeah, that's a lot. 1-0. I mean, PSG, I think, has probably been the best team of the Champions League this season. So I'm not surprised. They got an early goal against Arsenal, and then it was their game to control, basically. So we'll see.
You guys go
All-
to Paris.
Yeah,
Yep.
now all to
They go
play
to
for.
Paris.
How do you feel about that?
I almost feel like the 1-0 kind of takes a little bit of pressure off of us. Because
Yeah, I know what you mean.
we were 3-0 up against Real Madrid, and it almost seemed like there was more pressure going to the Bernabeu to maintain a 3-0 lead. Like, that's insane to think about, that you're 3-0 up and then there's more pressure on you. Being 1-0 down, 1-0 is not a lot. So going there already having lost the first leg, it's almost like, there's nothing you can do. You just have to go for it. So it almost takes a little bit of the pressure off. I think PSG will have more of the pressure to not concede and not lose the lead. So we'll see. I'm optimistic, and we were missing Thomas Partey due to a yellow card. So he will
Speaking
be
of
back
Thomas
for the next
Partey,
game. Yeah.
I have one of my questions for last episode was which person would you consider keeping? Like, I mean, I know he's probably not a fan favorite, but I think Thomas Partey is under contract at the end of the season, right?
Yeah, I think he's someone that we have to keep. I know Zubimendi has been someone we apparently have, agreed on terms with, at least verbally, not contractually yet. But I don't see enough in him to be that person to take over for Partey. I think he organizes and gives such a calm to the team that when he's not there, like, it's so clear that we're missing that. I think the reason that Rice has played so well is because he has the freedom, knowing that Partey's right behind him, to basically clean up a lot of the messes. He's the one who basically gets the ball and tosses it upfield for Rice to be able to do what he does. So I think he deserves an extension. I know he's older, but just let him finish out his career here. I think he's doing great. I think if we get Zubimendi, we can get rid of Jorginho. And that'll be the midfield then.
I think this whole age thing sometimes gets a little too
Too aggressive.
yeah,
It's
like,
like, 30,
you
nope.
exactly. Like, oh,
I mean, we
31.
don't know about that yet, though. So we.
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
I would imagine you wake up a
Yeah.
little bit more sore, but
Yeah, like
but
in
it's
10
like you
years,
go
like, I
from
could still
20.
play.
You're right. I got 11. Like you turn 31, and it's like you're extremely like
It's like you're retired. Okay, send you packing.
yeah, it's
No,
like you
still
still
got a
got it.
couple
Like if you
good
still got it, you
years.
still got it no matter what your age is. I mean, look at Ronaldo. Um,
Look at Zlatan for
Yeah.
the longest
Yeah.
time as well.
Me.
Yeah, there are certain positions where you can. I mean, not trying to be rude, but
55.
goalkeepers can play until
Right.
they're late
Yeah.
30s. But there's certain positions
Yeah.
where you can play.
Yeah. Buffon died already. He's still playing.
And he's
seen
still
2
making
world
saves.
Huh?
He's seen 2 world wars.
Oh my god.
Wow.
But yeah, so no, we'll see, man. I think we'll definitely have to talk about some transfers coming up. We do have 4 games left though, and then shortly the window will open, and we do have when's the World Cup? Next summer, right? Not this
Yeah,
one.
next summer.
Next
Okay, so
summer.
what do we have this summer then? Olympics?
Fuck the Olympics. Who watches that? I don't know.
No, we just had
Oh,
the
it's
Olympics.
it's the Club World Cup in the USA.
Oh, okay. When's Copa America? 20.
I don't know. It's got to be after the World Cup.
Oh, it's 2028. Yeah.
La
My
Copa
schedule.
America.
Yeah, 2020.
But-
Yeah. All right, let's dive into the games then. So we'll just go into next week's games. Should we recap the mini league games that we based our predictions on?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not? A little more salt in the wounds for Alan.
Pull out the receipts. So,
Yes.
Oh, the receipts. Oh,
so we did have match week 34, Crystal Palace away at Arsenal. I predicted an Arsenal win. Unfortunately, didn't happen. Stinky old draw. Then the highlight game, which Manchester City against Aston Villa, predicted a Manchester City 2, Aston Villa 3. And how did that game end up?
Man City 2, Villa 1.
Oh, so no points for me. Then we went to Randy's prediction for the highlight game. Manchester City 2, Aston Villa 2. So no points for you there. But Liverpool did beat Spurs, and Randy predicted a Liverpool win 3-1, so he does get a point for that. And then Alan predicted for the City Aston Villa game another draw 3-3. Fortunately, didn't go his way either. And then the Tottenham game predicted a Tottenham win by 2-1. So Randy gets the only single point this week, which puts him at 37 points, keeps him in second place. Right above him with 42 points, and Alan sitting in third with 24.
Woohoo!
Still in it.
Four
You have
games.
more points than Spurs, or what?
Not yet.
Or
Four
Working on it.
games. 4 games. If you predict the loss for Spurs, we'll give you 3 points, even if you don't get the score right.
we'll
Alright,
double your
bet.
points.
Bet.
The price is right.
All right. So we'll move on to the next week's games. This is going to be match week
35.
35. Yep.
Yep,
So we have
35.
four games left. The first one is going to be on Thursday. We're actually starting off on Thursday, May 1st, and we have a game at 2:30 Eastern time, 12:30. You're 2 hours behind, Alan?
Yeah.
It's 12:30 p.m. For Mountain Time. We have Nottingham Forest at home hosting Brentford.
Forest. They're at home. They want that last position. They want the Champions League.
Yeah, let's get Brentford.
All right. I'm going to go Forest.
They beat us, so Brentford.
Who hasn't?
Oh. That is true. Who hasn't? Half the league
Ipswich.
has, actually.
Ipswich.
And then on Friday, May 2nd, 3 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Mountain time, we have Manchester City at home hosting Wolves. Oh.
Wolves. Give me the Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves, bro.
It's gonna be like a 3-2 Wolves. Take it.
Yeah?
They're in fine form. Why not?
Believe and trust me.
All right.
Trust me.
I think we trust you too much.
Yeah, we got to cut you off, bro.
So, funny enough, the Nottingham Forest Brentford game was actually for match week 34, which hasn't been
Oh
played yet. But
yeah.
anyway, so match day 35 starts with Manchester City Wolves on Friday, 3 p.m. Be there, be square. I'm going for Wolves all the
Yep.
way.
Ooh.
Then we have on Saturday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Aston Villa at home hosting Fulham. That's a good one.
I want to say Fulham, but I think Villa take it.
Yeah, it's gonna be Villa. They're at home.
I'm gonna go
They
Villa
want to
too.
make that last push. They want to get that last spots. So
Yep.
Villa.
All right. Then the 10 a.m. games. Leicester at home hosting Southampton. Relegation. Uh, relegation. That's it.
That's it.
No battling anymore. Did both lose?
The derby, relegation derby.
The relegation derby.
Leicester
Oh,
City scored his last goal.
Yeah. Leicester City find a
how-
way. They're just better team than Southampton.
I'm gonna go Leicester as well. Vardy with hat trick.
So Southampton stays with 11 points.
I mean, they still got other
Mm,
games.
This is gonna be a draw, scoreless draw.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I go Leicester.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we move on to Everton. Same time, at home hosting Ipswich.
The boys in blue. I mean,
Yeah.
they're both blue, but Everton.
All right. Everton. I'm gonna go Everton too. Then Arsenal at home. This is 12:30 p.m. on Saturday.
Hold your
Arsenal
predictions.
with I'll hold my predictions. Arsenal against Bournemouth. We'll hold that one to the end. Then we move on to Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. Brighton at home hosting Newcastle. There's another good one.
Newcastle.
Yeah.
I think they're too
Brighton.
close to
I'll
that
go
Champions-
Brighton.
Newcastle.
All right. Then same time, Brentford at home hosting Manchester United.
Brentford.
Respect.
Brentford. What those attacking two is done.
Yeah, that's true. Bomo.
And United's going to be playing an easy squad. Or
A B squad.
yeah.
Oh yeah, trues.
All right. Then we have a London derby here. Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. West Ham at home hosting Tottenham.
You can get 3 points,
Easy.
Alan. West Ham. Hammer dropping on that cock.
Well, that's going to shoot out 3 points for the Spurs.
Are you sure?
Easy.
All right.
Like last game?
All right. Then we move on to 11:30 a.m. 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Chelsea at home hosting Liverpool.
Doesn't matter. No.
Chelsea.
Of course.
Oh, Chelsea will be doing a guard of honor for Liverpool, including many Enzo, probably Lavia, and
Caicedo, you
Caicedo.
wish you should have joined, bro.
They turned down Liverpool, and now
Yeah.
You gotta bend the knee.
kiss the ring.
Yep.
Liverpool? I'm going Liverpool. They're stress free.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
he needs the points. He wants to keep the lead. Of
Chelsea.
course, who am I gonna go for? Liverpool, bro.
All right, and then the last game. This is on Monday, May 5th. We had Crystal Palace
Ooh.
at home.
Crystal
hosting
Palace.
Nottingham
That's
Forest.
a good game. I like that
Yeah,
one.
give me Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
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 So
Crystal Palace.
where are they? Where are they on the table? So Nottingham Forest is 6th currently. Won their last game. Won 3 out of 5. Lost 2 prior to that, and then Crystal Palace is sitting in 12th still, but they do have an FA Cup final against Manchester City.
That's true.
They drew their last 2 games, lost the last 2 before that, and then won 5 games ago. So 1 and
But Crystal
5.
Palace at home. I mean, they play. I mean, they're firing though. I think at this point they would probably go all out for that cup final.
All right.
They're safe from relegation. They're safe. I'd probably see them maybe losing. Honestly,
Okay.
Forest.
All right. So, what's your highlight game of the week? We got City Wolves. We got Villa Fulham. We got Brighton Newcastle, Chelsea
I say
Liverpool,
City Wolves.
or Palace Forest, or
I
West
vote
Ham Tottenham. The last two teams not to be relegated.
nah.
The
City
semi.
Wolves.
I was thinking Brighton and Newcastle.
I thought Villa Fulham would be a good one. Because look, Villa is currently sitting seventh. Fulham is sitting eighth.
All right, yeah, I can do that. Let's do Villa.
They are 6 points apart, so Fulham wouldn't pass them, but they would bring it, within 3 points.
And they can prevent them from closing the gap.
Yeah.
On Villa. Yeah, Villa, Fulham, because there's more to gain and lose in that one.
Yeah.
Because Brighton is sitting ninth against Newcastle, who's third. So, yeah, that one's kind of far. Yeah, I don't know. That's my vote. Villa Fulham.
I second that vote.
Well, good thing mine counts for 3 votes. Let's see, what do I want? All right.
All right. All right. So let's do predictions for our mini league. All right. So I guess I'll start. First game, Arsenal at home hosting Bournemouth, and we are probably going to play a D squad for this, resting everybody for that second leg against PSG away in Paris. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw.
I can see that.
Yeah?
A draw or a loss. And just because
Bournemouth.
he said, it's Bournemouth is probably trying to play, to get into a European spot, and you guys are already in one. So it's not like it matters much for you guys, I think.
Yeah, I feel like you can afford to lose
Yeah.
because you're guaranteed
And
Champions
you're no
League
longer
spot.
playing for the
Anything
league.
basically.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't even think. I mean, I'm sure you guys don't want to lose, but I think Bournemouth just has a lot more to play
Riding
for
on it.
right now.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to stick with the draw. And if we win, then we win.
And if you lose?
One show up next week.
Forget about it.
All right, so then we have West Ham at home hosting Tottenham.
Ooh, I haven't even really thought about this.
Remember,
we're
you got
playing.
Europa.
We're gonna be playing 15 teenagers.
Oh, you're all starting 11? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you got to get child labor laws in there.
We can only play for 45 minutes. We got 45 minutes.
They got to take 15-minute breaks.
No injury time. I'm gonna go with the old faithful 2-1 Spurs over West Ham.
All right.
Okay, 2-1.
It's funny that you guys mentioned that. I saw that
3-1. 3-1. 3-1.
3-1?
3-1?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You think the kids are going to be able to pull that out?
Yes.
I did see that I think it was Leicester. They played someone who was under 16, so they weren't allowed to have any betting advertisements. So they were wearing the Leicester kit without the sponsor on the front of the jersey.
Ooh.
Which I thought was funny.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Those things go unnoticed, but that's
Or when they play in certain countries where betting is illegal, so they got to change their uniform.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
That's like blank.
Yeah. All right, then we move on to Chelsea at home at the Bridge hosting Liverpool, the to-be champions of the Premier League 2024-2025.
I think it's gonna 0-1. 1 for Liverpool.
I can see Chelsea coming out to break legs in this one.
Yeah, after they give us our guard of honor, they're gonna try to send us to the hospital.
I think so.
But
I think they're gonna come out swinging and studs up tackles.
maybe, I mean, they also got the Conference Cup, so we'll
That
see
is
about
true.
that.
That is
But then
true.
again, I think it's Liverpool's, who's gonna play at that point. But give a few minutes to the academy players to the bench, and we'll see. But at that point, we're
Chiesa.
already champions. Yeah,
Oh,
Chiesa,
take-
Endo,
Get him out of the
Darwin.
basement. Let him see
Uh,
the sunlight for a little bit.
there is no sun in England. It's all rainy and gloomy, bro.
True. All right. So there we have it. That's all the games. Who's closing?
No, what about the Villa Fulham, bro?
Oh, the
yeah,
highlight
the
game.
highlight
sorry.
week of the game.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry, he forgot to take his memory pills.
Yeah, sorry. Getting
That's why I
older.
keep saying he's 20.
21.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep forgetting I'm 21, not 20 anymore.
Got to drink your milk with your vitamins.
All right, so the highlight game of the week: Aston Villa at home hosting Fulham, and we'll give it to the champion first to open.
Oh, thank you.
Wait, what?
Nice one, Alan. I
Sorry.
see you there. You got your little few seconds. I would say Villa 2-1 over Fulham.
2-1 over Fulham. All right, I'm gonna go 3-2. Aston Villa 3, Fulham 2.
All right. I need some points.
You need more than some.
Villa's trying to play their way back into a spot, but they kind of have one. They're playing FA Cup, aren't they?
Who? Fulham? Villa?
Villa.
No, they're out.
No, they're out. Yeah, they got knocked out.
Oh,
by
it's the
Palace.
finals now. There's
Oh,
everything is
that's right. They
done.
got
City
knocked
Palace,
out.
yeah.
So it's just them.
Are you sure you're 20, Alan?
Yeah. Twice. Fulham. I kind of want to go for Fulham because I'm trying to get some points. But I feel like Villa has a lot more. Villa.
It's
Let's
not
go
like you get
Villa.
double points for going.
Alan, yeah.
against the grain.
That's going to help you, right, in the mini league.
Aston Villa 3, Fulham 1.
Okay.
All right. All
Okay.
this is jotted down.
All right.
Wow.
I
A
can
little
close it if you want.
respect, finally. Close it then. I want to hear your spiel. You guys probably had enough of Liverpool talk for today.
Let's see what to say. All right, let me know when I'm ready.
All right,
Just
hold on.
remind everyone that Liverpool are the champions, all right?
Who? All right, we're ready.
Ready? All right, and that is an episode. Congratulations to the Asterisk winners. I mean, the league winners, Liverpool. Season to forget. Still 4 games left. You know,
To
a
forget.
little bit of four more games to torture us. Luckily, we still got European leagues going on, Champions League, Europa League. So we'll have some
Conference
updates for that next week, and we'll have our updates for match week. No one really cares about. So hit that like, hit that follow our content on Instagram, Rivals on the Pitch, and we'll see you guys next week. I'm Alan.
I'm Randy.
And I'm Pat. Good.
Ale, ale, ale.
Koi.
See you.